everybody, welcome back to Alberta Camping. I'm out here at Red Lodge Provincial Park, checking out the campground here. Not a bad little campground, looks pretty good. I'm in the A loop, A9 is what I'm in right now. There's quite a few small sites, they're not huge. It's a small loop as well, and it's reservable. So I'm going to check out some other loops. I know D loop is non-reservable, so it's a first come, first serve. Just to give you guys a little bit of a tip when you come out here, I'd suggest bug spray. As soon as I got out of the truck, when I got here, I'm basically swarming mosquitoes. It is very bad mosquito-wise, so I would suggest you bring some mosquito coils and other things to keep these things off of you. So I'm going to take a drive around. I'll stop in some other areas and we'll do some shots and let you guys see the campground. So driving around the campground, I noticed the C loop and A and B loop are basically all reservation only. That means that you got to reserve. Parts of the C loop, which is powered, there's a few sites in there that are first come, first serve. Doesn't look like too many. Some of them are pretty small. Now, one thing I did notice about the loops, the A, B, and C, is especially the C loop, it actually is very tight. Sites are very close together, so you're really right on top of your neighbor. And there's a few sites that aren't too bad, but most of them, yeah, you're on top of your neighbor. So that could be an issue. It's right on Little Red Deer River, so that's kind of good, which might explain the mosquito issue out here. It's a slow moving river, so I think that's why we're seeing quite a bit of mosquitoes. Would I camp here? Good chance. I think I would spend a week or a weekend here, no problem. You might want to bring some mosquito coils or whatever you use to chase away those little buggers. But other than that, it's not a bad little campground. There's a lot of trails around. It is a provincial park, so you can check out different trails and take you to different areas. I've heard good things about this campground. I think a lot of people enjoy it and like it. It's a little bit of a lesser known, lesser used. It's actually west of Bowden on Highway 587. And it's about 16 kilometers west of Bowden. So yeah, it's definitely not a bad campground. It's got showers, it's got outhouses throughout. Nice playground for the kids. There is a couple of group camps. Actually, there's 3 of them, and I will show you those now. But those 3 group camps are not for campers. They're actually for tenting. So if you're an RV looking for a group camp, you're not going to find one here. It's only going to be tenting. And they're fairly large. So those are right next to the shower house. But otherwise, yeah, it's a pretty nice little campground. If you're going to reserve, I would definitely recommend you follow the guide on the Alberta Parks reservation website on how big a unit can fit in to the site you want to reserve. I find they're kind of liberal sometimes, that they do say that, you know, the length, you can probably be a few feet longer. Our trailer's 28 foot, and I do see quite a few sites that we could squeeze in, but we'd just be in there. And there's definitely a few sites where, no, you could not squeeze a 28 foot unit into it. So those of you who have, you know, the 40 foot units or, you know, anything over 30 feet, you definitely would want to make sure that the site you're reserving can accommodate you. I even saw one of the sites over in the C Loop. One of them, I didn't even see a place you can park a vehicle. It looks like you can pitch a tent, but there was nowhere to actually park a vehicle there, even if you were just tenting. So yeah, I did notice, yeah, the C Loop definitely is a little bit tight. You're right on top of your neighbors. I'm in the D Loop right now, next to the river. The D Loop wasn't too bad. I noticed that the neighbors aren't quite on top of you, and there are some sites actually where you've got lots of room around you, but yeah, definitely in the middle of that C Loop was very tight. I wouldn't want to be that close to my neighbors on some of those sites for sure. Unless you're coming out with family or friends who are going to be next door to you, wouldn't be so bad then, but yeah, you definitely don't want to be that close to your neighbors sometime. It's definitely a campground I wouldn't hesitate to come to. Rating, I'd probably give it about a 7 out of 10. It is nicely treed. I will give it that much. It's got some nice evergreens, and it's not like some parks where you only get, you know, some shade in the summer. So this is definitely a decent park, but tight. So you definitely want to scout out where you're going to be and make sure you're following the reservation tips. And actually, you can actually look at the first come first serve sites on the Reserve Alberta site, and you can check and see what length some of these units can be accommodated. So after a quick tour of the loops here, I'm going to be saying I recommend you look at the D loop, specifically 73, 71, 72, 74. Anything along in those areas actually is very nice. Lots of room, big sites. They're not too close to the neighbors, and they're right on the river. So those would definitely be the sites I would use and check out if I was coming to this area. They're first come first serve, not reservable. So yeah, if you're looking for a site out here, those are the ones that are prime, obviously. But the D loop is the one you want to go for. Other than that, A loop was very mosquito-y, and it's right next to the highway, so there's lots of traffic. These ones are a little further in, which is definitely is a better place to be. Thanks for watching. Happy camping. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, and we'll have more all summer long right here on Alberta Camping.